A very good evening to you, and thank you once again for joining us here on the live stream at twitch.tv. It's Tim's a Pilot, that's the channel on Twitch, and this episode will also be going up on our YouTube channel, Jetstream TV. So when I refer to anything, it's always Jetstream TV. Okay, nice and simplistic flight today, 41 minutes in total, an approximate range of 242 nautical miles. We're heading from west to east, departing out of let's see if I can pronounce this correctly, Eleftherios Venizelos International in Athens in Greece, and we'll be landing at Bodrum Milas in Turkey. Just check on the nav log to see the altitude for today's flight. You see all the various waypoints here. 39,000 feet cruising altitude today. Well, clearly there's enough time for us to get up there, so we'll stick with exactly what it's saying here on the nav log. Take you in closer just for a quick peek at what we're doing. So departing off runway 21 left at Athens, heading out on a southwesterly trajectory, then heading for the waypoint ATV. That's when we'll be heading westbound. Our departure today is an ATV 1 hotel off to 1 left. So that's our departure, nice and simple, and then straight across some of the Greek islands, down over Samos for our descent, and then as we get to a place in Turkey called Bagarasi, on a Osne 1 Foxtrot arrival for runway 10 left at Bodrum Milas. And then that's the star, obviously, Okessa, over the top of Sarakema, FE813, Arvut, and then a south-easterly track directly down for the Arnav 10 left approach into Bodrum. The time currently, local time, is just shy of 20 to 4 in the evening. That's our flight plan today. So without further ado, let's get down onto the tarmac and get the FMC program. Just let me check if there's any discrepancies between the two, ATV and OSNI. No, that's all good. We've got everything that we need on the departure and arrival to get the FMC set up correctly. 39,000 feet is the cruise. I'm your captain for today's flight. My name's Tim Adams. That's where the Tim's a Pilot comes from on twitch.tv. Forgive the drinking sounds. I'm actually doing a 3-day water fast at the moment due to my going on vacation to Madrid in Spain on Thursday. So yeah, having a proper detox and a good cleanse so I can have more red wine when I get to Spain. Oh, but here we are now, the Scandinavian Airlines Boeing 737-600. The Blue Viking is the name of the aircraft. Very nice indeed. Quite a nice day for flying by the looks of things. So that's us taxiing up to, was it 2-1 left at Athens for the departure? Yeah, taxiing up to 2-1. There we are. Lining up on the runway. We just need to do the FMC, configure the aircraft for departure, and then we are ready to go. And there we are, parking brakes set, ready to fly. So first things first, let us double check we've got everything here on the views that we need. Yeah, we've got the autopilots in command. Okay, we want are they on or off? No, landing lights on, runway lights, taxi lights, that's all good. Then we are climbing up to 39,000 feet, so initially we'll go up to 16,000 on our departure. We click on the flight director there, which gives us the ability for the vertical speed mode, and we want to be climbing at 2,500 feet per minute, which is pretty standard. On the speed we want 250 or just over, that's in the box. 256 will do us nicely. Flaps are set for departure. We'll just check the exterior of the aircraft very quickly. Okay, that's us ready to go. Just check the external views. Nose cam, cockpit, left wing, right wing. There we go, and you can see the flaps are down for departure. FMC. Right, so we need to get the flight plan programmed in, so let's get that done now and then we're ready to go. So first things first, init ref, RTE, and we're looking for our origin airport. So it's Lima Golf Alpha Victor for Athens. Lima Golf Alpha Victor, and it's runway 21 left for the departure. 21 left, straight in the box, job done. And then our arrival airport is Lima Tango, can't even read that, bear with me a minute. My writing is terrible. Lima Tango Papa Echo. Lima Tango Papa Echo. Not in database, right, bear with me a minute. Bear with me just a minute. Sorry, Lima Tango Foxtrot Echo for Bodrum Milas. Lima Tango Foxtrot Echo. In the box, that should accept that, and it does. Excellent stuff. Init ref next, 15 on the cost index. Cruising altitude is 39,000, so we'll put that in the box, 390. That we have. The external outside temperature is going to be minus 69 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 56 degrees Celsius. Transition altitude is 9,000 feet, so we'll modify that on the dashboard. Bear with me 2 minutes. Reserves will take 10. And that's all looking good. Then we'll go to departure and arrival. So the departure today from Athens is the ATV1 hotel. So departure, ATV1 hotel is there, off 21 left, select that, that's all good. Departure and arrival, and then for Bodrum Milas, we have got a Osney 1 Foxtrot from RNAV 10 we want, RNAV 10 Lima on an Osney. Where's that gone then? How come that's not there? Arnav 10 Lima, 10 left. That's correct. And we're looking for Osney 1 Fox, which isn't there. Very strange. So, I'm going to go random here. Don't know where this flight plan is going to take us, but we'll go with the nearest one, which is an OKS 1 Foxtrot. We'll take that instead, see what that brings up on the PFD. Interesting, to say the least. So we'll check our legs out. Get rid of that route discontinuity. 170 nautical miles between the two waypoints. That's fine. That's all good. We're going to ATV after departure on the climb out, and then our way down into Bodrum. Just checking all of that down to the runway. Where's the runway? Check the arrival again. That's selected. And that's selected. Okay. Back to legs. Look, we'll just go with it. We'll see what we can do. Activate that. Execute that. Let's check the PFD. Back to the cockpit view. And alright, zoom out on the EFIS. Get rid of the FMC alert. Right, this should be like a triangular. No, it's not doing anything like that, is it? Why not, I wonder? Yeah, we are doing like a triangular departure out of Athens. We'll check the PFD closer to Bodrum, and the Transalt is 9,000 feet today, not 16,000, so we'll change that. 9,000 feet we need. Right, I think we're ready to go, ladies and gents. Right. 3, 2, 1. Now. %, N1 reached. Engines looking stable. Okay, parking brake released. And we're on the wrong runway again. There's a bug in the flight sim that's doing this. It's really bad because it's 21 left that was put into the flight plan, and it started us at 03 right. Very, very weird. I don't know what's going on with the latest update. Anyway, B1 coming up. Rotate just through V2. That's a positive rate. Gears going up. As we climb out from Athens, off the wrong runway, I may add, but not to worry, it'll fix itself. Autopilot's going in. LNAV selected with a left turn, climbing 2,500 feet per minute. Just check our views out over Athens as we climb out. Right, we'll bring them flaps in. And then flaps up. Athens is probably the most sprawled out, massively populated city I've ever been to. And when you stand at the Pantheon, the Acropolis at the top of Athens, and you look over the city, it is absolutely huge. Unbelievable. If you've never been, you really need to experience it. But yeah, wow, what a city. It's absolutely massive. As you can probably see, if I pop outside the aircraft and show you how densely populated and widespread it is, that is the city of Athens, ladies and gentlemen. It goes right the way around the other side of that mountain. All of that is the city. Only over that way, to be honest with you. But yeah, here, all of this is Athens. It's absolutely huge. So we're making our right hand turn now. Hopefully you can hear me because of the engine noise. And the Acropolis is around this region here. There, you can just see the hill where the Acropolis is. Right, we'll just get back inside the cockpit. We are at 9,000 feet. We're going to go up to our cruise of 39,000 now. We'll start climbing. (39,000 feet), set and running. And we'll go up at 2,500 feet per minute. Sure, our speed, we'll increase the speed now as we're passing 10,000 feet. But yeah, you can see on the EFIS now, if I zoom in, you can see exactly where our track's taking us. That's all good. Auto throttle is managed. Heading out over the sea. Right, so very shortly we're 5 nautical miles inbound to 5,000, whatever that is. And I'm making a right turn then up to our departure, which is ATV, the waypoint. As discussed earlier on, we are on an ATV 1 hotel departure today. Should have been off 2-1 left, don't know why it put us on 0-3 left. One of them things, but it doesn't really matter. We're heading off to Bodrum, Milas, in Turkey anyway, and hopefully we'll have some magnificent views along the way. Passing 11,000 feet now, 276 knots with a 5 knot tailwind, tracking 055. 212, and the wind is at 050. And there is the city of Athens just off our right wing. You can see the size of it from this angle. Absolutely huge. In fact, we'll be passing back over the top of Athens, so we'll be able to show you even closer as we make this right hand turn now and then track westerly off towards Bodrum. 19 minutes into the stream now, ladies and gents. Thanks very much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV on yet another flight. Currently departing Athens in Greece, heading up to flight level 390 for the cruise across to Bodrum, Milas in Turkey today. So this is going to turn us back right over the top of central Athens. It should do anyway. Increase that speed ever so slightly. Goes up to 310 knots. 15,000 feet, climbing up to 390. So if you look directly down now, you can see the old airport of Athens, which I flew into many years ago on a Sony conference with Sony PlayStation. But that is the old airport. You see the mountain directly ahead of it on the right hand side of your screen. The new airport is off to the right hand side, but all of that you can see there, this side of this mountain, is central Athens, the city. It's absolutely huge. There's the old airport just disappearing from view now at the bottom of the screen as we keep banking right, saying goodbye to Athens. I'm going to have a quick look at, once we level off, I'm going to have a quick look off the left wing, see if we can identify the Acropolis down there. And there we are, levelling off, or we should be any minute now. Yeah, levelling off. The airport directly ahead. We're going to be passing directly over the airport as we head out over the sea. Let's just check out the views on our left hand side of Athens. Can we see the Acropolis if we zoom in enough? No, we don't want another right hand turn, we want to look for the Acropolis, don't we? I think that's it down there, is it? Or is it there? It's down there somewhere, we're too high up to find out, to be honest, but yeah. Beautiful views nevertheless. With a further right hand turn now. As we head out over the sea and the Greek islands ahead of us. Good evening, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much indeed for coming along once again. Really appreciate it. We're in the Scandinavian Airlines PMDG Boeing 737-600 today. Passing 22,000 feet for flight level 390, cruising west towards Bodrum, Milas in Turkey. Very straightforward flight today. Hopefully get up into the cruise and we can relax, take a walk around the PMDG as we normally do. City of Athens behind us. As we start to leave the Greek mainland and all of the beautiful Greek islands scattered around the ocean. There is the airport that we've just departed from. Sorry you can hear drinking sounds, guys and girls. I am on a 3-day fast today before I fly out to Madrid on Thursday, so I'm having a full detox for the next few days so that I can eat and drink like a king whilst in Spain, which will be very nice too. Long overdue. Very pleasant day here in Greece, lovely flying conditions, very little wind, clear skies, the odd cloud dotted around, nothing that's going to cause us any issues on the way down to Bodrum. let's have a look on the map, see how we're getting on. We did have to fly a different arrival to what was planned into the FMC, which was what put into the flight plan within Flight Simulator. So our arrival is slightly different to what it said it was going to be. So we'll have to see how that differs on our way in. But yeah, descending over the Isle of Samos on our approach. We do have aircraft in the area departing Turkey, so we better keep our eyes out for anything that could be conflicting. And there is us on our route. Athens chock-a-block with planes, all ready to go by the looks of things. So I'm going to guesstimate that's 200 nautical miles. We're about 150 nautical miles inbound to Bodrum. It's really not a long flight at all, as it did say 42 minutes in total. But I'm going to have to look at the descent. That shouldn't have given us 39,000 feet really, because the flight's not long enough. But there you go, we're at 32,000. We'll get up to 39 and we'll pretty much be bringing it straight back down again on the managed descent, hoping to be around about 8,000 feet by Samos. Flying direct Okessa right now, get rid of the FMC. Light 35 knot tailwind right now at 275. We've got a ground speed of 367 miles per hour, and we're tracking 089 direct Okessa. Yeah, so Okessa's the new arrival. What we did have initially was a Osney 1 Foxtrot, so it's a slightly different arrival into Bodrum. It's not the end of the world. We're still going to get there. Everything's fine. So as we are approaching our cruising altitude, 34,000 feet now, seem to be coming up quite slowly. Check our route as well on here. There we go. You can see where we're going now. That's fine. Zoom out on the EFIS ever so slightly. Okay, so yeah, we're just over 100 nautical miles away from Bodrum now, to be honest with you, so ideally we could do with coming down and descending, so I'm going to set it down to around about 15,000 feet. Bring us down on a very gradual descent from now. Take it to 14,000 actually, and then we go to over here and to vertical speed, and I would say we probably want to come down about 1,000 feet per minute initially, just to see how we get on with the descent on that. Maybe 1,500 feet per minute, and you'll notice the nose of the aircraft dropping, and then you'll see the green line here on the PFD. That shows us when we reach the assigned altitude that's been programmed in. So currently I've set it to 14,000 sorry, and the green line is now recalculating to show exactly where on the route we will get to 14,000 feet, which to me looks absolutely ideal, because that is our arrival that we'll be flying just on reaching 14,000. So I think if we can bring that down to 10, that should be absolutely perfect for the arrival. and you'll see the green arc moving on the left hand side of your screen as I whittle down the altitude, and we're going to increase our rate of descent to 1800 feet per minute, and that should come back ever so slightly. 10,000 on arriving at our arrival Okesa. Yeah, that should do us nicely. Perfect. Nicely managed descent. That's how we do it. And nothing but the beautiful blue Mediterranean Sea out of the cockpit window. "96 nautical miles inbound Okesa now for our arrival into Bodrum." Thank you very much indeed again for the new follower on twitch.tv, and welcome to the live stream. If you're just joining us, we departed Athens around about 25 minutes ago from runway 03 left, and then we made a number of right-hand manoeuvres out over the ocean back across the main city of Athens, and then a westerly trajectory heading direct to Okesa as we are now, and we'll be landing in Bodrum approximately 20 minutes or so, I would say 20-25 minutes, so not a very long flight at all. It did say 42 minutes in total for the flight today. It's going to be slightly longer than that because our arrival is different to what we set up in Flight Simulator to what we set up in the FMC on the Boeing PMDG. Not really much to brief, just cruising along, enjoying ourselves as we do. We were going to have a quick walk around the aircraft, weren't we? Bear with me a minute, I hate the way it puts it into Mac mode. 307 knots is fine, 0.75 on the Mac. Gently descending, 25,000 feet now, coming down to 10,000. We'll just decrease our rate of descent ever so slightly there. 16,000 feet per minute. 17,000 actually. Okay, let's have a little nosy around the cockpit. So we're in the PMDG Boeing 737-600, classic aircraft, which I've flown on many times back in the day. My flights over to Italy, it's nearly 30 years ago now, to be honest with you. So, without further ado, let's have a look round the Boeing 737-600. The toilets, can't get in. don't know if I mentioned this on a previous flight, but you see the red strap that goes across the window on the exit doors. I only actually found this out the other week, but that is there in case there's ever an incident and fire crews need to come and get into the aircraft from external to get into the interior. That is across the window to say that the chutes, the slides that are deployed during an accident or an incident are armed and set to trigger. The minute that door opens, that slide fires out, and it's going to take any fire crew out to open that door from the outside. So when the slide is armed, which is always armed from the minute you leave your departure airport to when you arrive at your arrival airport, that is always armed, and that is always across the window, just to let people know that are coming from the outside to help, that slide will fire out. In case you didn't know that, you do now. Here is the business class on the PMDG 737-600. Very nice indeed. Just have a look out the window there. Beautiful Greek islands. Very nice indeed. Let's have a walk down to the back. In fact, we won't go that far because you can't even get into the toilets or anything. We'll have a little seat here by the exit, just check out what's going on outside. Beautiful views of the sunset out there over the right wing. Let's get back to the cockpit and check on the descent. There we go. So there is the mainland of Turkey off in the distance, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to zoom in on that ever so slightly. So there's the Turkish coastline, the island of Samos here, that we'll be flying directly over the top of on the arrival. Let's just check on that descent profile, and also if we just go on the map, I just need to check the elevation of Bodrum as well to ensure that we're coming down to the correct height above sea level. Bodrum Milas is 16 feet, so above sea level, so it's basically sea level. That's all well and good. We're coming in on 10 left today. 109.300 for the ILS. Okay, let's just increase our rate of descent ever so slightly, bring that down at 2,000. And then we'll increase the EFIS range. Yeah, flying over Evdilos at the moment, and Karlovasi on our way in the island of Samos. Increase the EFIS range next. Zoom in here. There we go. Now we can see our arrival properly. And we'll bring that down to 8,000 feet now, and we'll see the arc gently moving forward. 15,000 feet now on our descent. Excuse me. frog in the throat again, standard. Getting some lovely views on our way in now. I'm just going to be quiet for a minute so we can have some ASMR for our arrival. Minutes, 42 minutes into the stream now here at Jetstream TV, twitch.tv live. Timza Pilot is the channel. This episode will be going up on YouTube later today. Thank you so much indeed for joining us on this flight today from Athens down to Bodrum Milas in Turkey. Just in the descent right now, around about 13,000 feet, descending to 8,000, and we're just about to pick up the arrival into Bodrum. Magnificent scenery of the Greek islands below us. Very nice indeed, and it has been missed. I'll be back to Greece in the summertime. Right, let's concentrate on our arrival. So there's the mainland. This is the island of Samos we're flying over the top of now, and if you just look directly ahead we can see the airport of Samos right here. Zoom in on that. Yeah, there is the airport of Samos. So we do have some high ground directly ahead of us here now, so I'm going to keep it at 8,000 feet and not bring it down any lower. Currently passing through 9,000. So we're 26.2 nautical miles inbound to Okesa right now, which is the beginning of our arrival into Bodrum. 8 knots, crosswind from left to right at 054. Currently got a ground speed of 340 miles per hour. Just going to start bringing that speed back a little bit now. We'll bring our speed down to 250 as we've just gone below 10,000. Start slowing the aircraft down for arrival. I hope the mountains aren't higher than 8,000 feet. Wouldn't be very good if they were, would it? There's the airport just off our left wing. Get some air brakes in, help us slow down slightly now. We'll be flicking them on and off numerous times on our way down to Bodrum. And welcome to Turkey, ladies and gentlemen. Just crossing over the coastline now. There is some high ground here, but we'll be making a further descent now just after we clear these mountains directly ahead of us. In fact, we can come down 1,000 feet or so there. VS mode. Bring us a little bit closer. just missing that high ground, and due to make a right turn as soon as we are on reaching Okessa. Okay, 8 nautical miles inbound Okessa, and then we'll be making a right hand turn, more or less due south, just to the west of south, to pick up the arrival into Bodrum. And now that we've cleared the high ground, we'll bring this down even further. What am I doing? I'm increasing it. I need to decrease it. Okay, I'll bring it down to 4,000 initially, just in case there is any kind of hills or any terrain on the way down. 7,000 feet, we'll bring it down at 1,500 feet per minute on the descent now. You'll see the green arc on the PFD here showing us when we will be at the altitude that's been selected. In fact, we'll decrease that rate of descent. We'll just bring it down at 1,000 feet per minute now. There is our right turn at Okessa. "49 minutes into the stream now. Thanks once again from us here at Jetstream TV for coming along for the live stream on twitch.tv. The channel is Timza Pilot. As we descend to 4,000 feet on the arrival to Bodrum Milas in Turkey. Let's just zoom in on the EFIS range here so we can see what we're dealing with. So it's literally a left-hand turn coming up and then directly into the airport. So we're going to bring this down even further now. 2,700 feet. That should bring us down nicely just for the arrival here into the airport itself. Yeah, and there is the go around options with the blue dotted line. So yeah, looking good. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing please, 10 minutes to landing, thank you. Just increase that EFIS range again. Okay, 2.1 nautical miles inbound, Foxtrot Echo 813 with a 10 knot tailwind coming from left to right on the aircraft at 065, current ground speed now 272 miles per hour, and on leaving Fox Echo 813 our next waypoint is Arkwood. We'll be making a left hand turn for base down to Bodrum. Going to slow the aircraft down a little bit more now to 20 knots. Landing lights are on, taxi lights are on, ready for our arrival as we swing out over the sea and then back down across the Mediterranean Sea and then inland for Bodrum. Right, I think we could do some flaps at this stage. Flaps 1. Flaps 5. Flaps 10. That'll do for now till we drop the gear, and there's our left turn now heading out towards Bodrum. Just going to drop the speed. 170 knots. 170 knots there, and as you can see we are now direct to inbound Bodrum. Take one of them flaps back to flaps 5. Check how far out we are on the map now. Yes, there is Bodrum Airport, so we've got 2 peninsulas to clear, then we're on finals for 10 left at Bodrum, and we'll be disengaging the autopilot with around about 5 nautical miles to go left to run, and hand flying the aircraft manually for the arrival. In fact, you can see the airport way off in the distance, and also you can see the shadow of the aircraft on the hillside on the left there, just where my arrow is. Let's just zoom in. Yes, there is the airfield. You can even see the threshold lights flickering in the distance as we are on our approach into Bodrum. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing, please. Take your seats for landing, thank you. Gears coming down. And we'll get the rest of the flaps in. Flaps full now. Fully configured for landing. Before landing check's complete. And there is the airport. Autopilot is coming out. And auto throttle disengaged. We are now manually flying the aircraft. I have control. A little bit blustery on the way in here, to be honest with you, which is very unlike this part of the world, this region. At 2,500 feet we're passing through now. Give us some speed brakes just to help slow us down ever so slightly now on the approach for finals. Shadow of the aircraft on the left hand side over the ocean. 1,000 feet. Checked. Speed brakes coming off. Decision height, and the decision is to land. Continue. You can monitor the shadow of the aircraft bottom left of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, as we come into Bodrum, Milas. 400 feet. Check. Continue. 300 feet. 200.
Sync rate. Sync rate. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Just feathering slightly. And touchdown. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Bodrum, Milas. Can we get away with vacating there, or will we run off? We'll just about keep it on the tarmac, why not? Doesn't really matter, it's only a simulator. But yes, here we are on the ground at Bodrum, Milas. Let's go and look for a parking space, and then we'll do the usual drone cam flying around where we've just arrived into. Kind of messed it up a bit there coming off at that taxiway, but anyway, vacated, everybody's safe. We are in Turkey, people are going on holiday, but I think this green van would have different ideas, so we'll just put the brakes on, let him go past. Where do you think you're going? Well, that was very close. But we are on a road, as we can see there, so now we can continue forward. We'll get those flaps up now, we don't need them anymore. just find ourselves an available parking space at the gate, ladies and gents. It's just over the hour mark now, so thank you very much indeed for joining us here for the last hour. As we're about to come up to the stand and park at the gates at Bodrum Milas, shut the aircraft down and take a quick fly around with the drone cam. Going to take the first available slot that doesn't have an aircraft in it on the right hand side, and we'll probably take the slot that is just after that yellow vehicle on the right hand side. And we'll take this one to our right now. And parking brakes are set, and engines off. Let's go into the drone cam view. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on stand at Bodrum Milas, the PMDG Boeing 737-600 Scandinavian Airlines. Your Viking is the name of the aircraft. You can actually see the information on the sensors. Incredible detailing, absolutely incredible. Beautiful aircraft to fly, and it's modelled to perfection. So here we are at Bodrum Milas, wonderful part of the world. Quite tricky on the way into this airport, dependent on which way you actually fly your approach, because there is a lot of high ground around the airport and on the approach, as you can see from all angles really. So very interesting airport to fly into. But that is us. There's a main terminal here, and what looks to me like some kind of sky train, is that? Yeah. Looping round. Main terminal building and the car park. Oh, that's rather snazzy, isn't it? Very nice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at 66 minutes long, we are finally in Bodrum, about to vacate the aircraft and let the passengers off, etc. You don't want to sit here and watch all of that after you've been with us for nearly 70 minutes. So, thank you very much indeed once again for joining us here at twitch.tv. The channel is Tim's a Pilot. Please be sure to give us a follow, and this episode will be going up on the YouTube channel which is Jetstream TV on YouTube. Just search Jetstream TV channel, you will find us. I upload shorts most days. I normally end up doing a live flight most days as well, so there is content going up virtually daily, if not once every 2 or 3 days. So please give us a like, give us a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, it really would help, and I take the time out to make this content for you guys to watch and enjoy. So I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. Really appreciate your feedback. It's great to read your comments, so thank you so much for being engaged and involved. From myself, Tim Adams, the captain of this flight, I'd like to thank you once again for a final time, and I'll see you on the next one. Look after yourselves, take care, and be good. See you later.